Speaker, Canadians continue to call on the Prime Minister to do the right thing and send Terry Lynn McClintic, the killer of 8-year-old Tory Stafford, back to prison. And while he and his public safety minister dither with this review and refuse to review the transfer that didn't occur in 2014, it occurred just a few months ago, McClintic is enjoying this life in a healing lodge without offence. I ask the Prime Minister, on behalf of Tory's father and on behalf of Canadians, to do the right thing, to vote yes on our motion today and order McClintic back behind bars.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives continue to play a very dangerous and quite frankly repulsive game of politicizing a tragedy and speaking for others that they have no business speaking for. We continue to state, obviously, that this is a situation in which a previous Conservative government reclassified an offender from maximum security institution to a medium security institution. This individual is currently in a medium security facility. But as Stephen Harper's former...
Order. I would ask the member for Battle River Crowfoot and others not to interrupt when someone else has the floor. Each side gets their turn, and we have to listen whether we like what we hear or not, and that's kind of essential in a democracy. The honourable member for Barrie Sound, Muskoka.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister accuses us of games, but I remember being in the Ontario Legislature as an MPP when the Ontario Legislature 18 years ago voted unanimously to ask the federal government to stop a transfer of a cop killer to Club Fed. The Minister of Agriculture, who was Solicitor General at the time, stood in this House and reversed the transfer. Why was that good enough 18 years ago? About why is he playing political games now and saying he cannot do anything on behalf of Tory Stafford's family and on behalf of Canadians? Do the right thing!
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, as has been demonstrated, the minister does not intervene on case-by-case basis. And that, if we want to talk about things said in the past, let's talk about the Conservative member from Bellechasse-les-Etchemins-Lévis, who said in his capacity as Public Safety Minister just a few years ago, I do not control the security classification of individual prisoners. Or perhaps the Conservatives will listen to Ben Perrin, who was Stephen Harper's former lawyer, who himself said, I'm concerned with politicians being the ones who decide how any particular individual offender is treated.